Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts, Brandon, Colin, and Aaron. On this week's show, never trust a lightning rod salesman. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Before we move any further, do you have air conditioning in your building?
No,
No.
I do not. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't. How? Any updates? What is going on?
Okay, so allegedly, I say all this allegedly because I don't have confirmation that any of I don't have confirmation any of the following has actually occurred. Okay, just so allegedly, after school today, they were supposed to be a crane that was going to come up, and they were supposed to change out the unit because they can't do it while there's people in the building.
Sure, right? It makes sense. That's fair.
Can't hoist a giant multi-ton air conditioner above a building while there's people in it.
People get a little antsy when you start doing that around children too.
Yeah. So it 1 o'clock today, roughly, I got an email that said everybody needs to be out of the building by 3:30.
Oh,
so there's a crane coming, right? So and when I got there this morning, there was big spots in the parking lot blocked off. So that was I used context clues to say maybe that's for me. Now, when I left it at 3:30, was there any crane in sight? No. And so I don't want. You know how these things work, right? We'll be there at 3:30. 4:45 rolls around.
Yeah.
So I don't. This was allegedly supposed to happen today. Now, has it happened? I don't know. I won't know until tomorrow.
Exactly. You won't know until you walk in tomorrow and either see I don't know, Arctic,
I won't be able to see
ice cubes clinging to the ceiling.
Well, I mean, it does. So I speculate that if the unit gets the old one taken down and the new one gets up there, I don't think it'll be working by tomorrow.
Yeah, they probably have to do a lot of.
They might have to run some tests. Plus, also somebody in the whole building, my whole wing. The stuff is messed up, right? And so, obviously, in order to, again, I said, did I tell you this? That my air conditioning unit was struck by lightning.
Yeah, yes, right? I did know.
Okay,
know
so
that.
if let's think about this logically, if we understand how electricity works, right? If my unit was struck by lightning, okay, and on the roof of my building, all of the air conditioners just lined up in a big row, and they're all sort of hooked together. There is no way that some of the other units were not affected. Right. That's just not how electricity travels.
No, it hits one thing and it stops there.
Yeah. Mysteriously, when you come back and mysteriously all the air conditioners don't work. I mean, the problem, the reason they stopped working is probably connected.
Right. Yeah. There's probably one root cause for all of that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Right. I feel like my good friend Occam here is telling me that all of them are connected together. And so again, some of the other ones aren't working still because there's parts that they need, one specific part, and apparently they can't find it or something. I don't really know. But that's how it goes. And so allegedly tomorrow. Oh, I said all that to say that while they were trying to fix somebody else's troubleshoot and figure out what was wrong with it, somebody has absconded with my thermostat. Oh. So I have a place in the wall with a bunch of wires sticking out of it. So even if I get an air conditioner tomorrow, if nobody brings me a thermostat, and they hook it back up.
Why would they
Then-
take your thermostat?
Well, they thought that maybe her thing wasn't working because the thermostat switch was bad.
Okay,
And so
so they thought
that's what they were testing. They were testing
Uh.
the chain smallest first. So they thought maybe her thermostat wasn't working anymore.
Mhm.
Because when they went up on the roof and tested the thing, it was like it was working allegedly at that time
on the roof.
Yeah. And so they're like, okay, we'll try the thermostat. So they pulled my thermostat out and
Oh,
stuck it in there.
lame.
I know, lame, right? Now I don't want her janky one, right? Give me
Because that's what's going to happen. They're going, where do we put this one? They go, I don't know. Give it back to that other guy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
That's terrible. So we'll see, right? I don't
Okay.
have the greatest confidence in this being like solved, but allegedly there was gonna be a crane
There was movement
at 3:30
on the Western
again,
Front.
like I said, when I left, there was no crane.
Sans crane. That's
On the southern front. Technically, I guess it was on the southern.
Look, we're not historians here.
We kind of are. I mean,
You know, of a certain ilk. I don't know.
Yeah, of an ilk, right?
Of an
It's
ilk.
fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it's fine.
So yeah, that's the that's where we are. So this is what week is this now? What is this week? Wait, what 3 weeks? No air.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Last week was horrible. This week wasn't too bad, right? So far, knocking.
It has not been too bad so far.
It wasn't too bad. Today wasn't even too bad. High today was only like 80 something. So like gas.
Take that. Yeah.
Gasp, right?
Yeah. Yesterday I was driving around with my windows rolled down on my car. I was like, this is weird. What is this?
Yeah. Yesterday morning we got to school and we got out of the car to go inside and we both just stood in the parking lot like, yes, there's this. There's this. When can this be my high?
Yes,
Because
right.
it was like 70 something. I was like, yes, this. Where's this? Importantly, there wasn't that much humidity. So that was also
Turns out very helpful.
Turns out. Did I give you the results of my humidity test? Did I tell you about this? No, I didn't. I don't know if I did or not. So
yeah, go ahead.
no, because it was Thursday. I tested them Thursday. I might have texted you, but I didn't tell the listeners. Thursday. I think I may have alluded to the fact that I was going to use some science equipment to test some of the humidity in my classroom. So I busted out the old sling psychrometer and I got the bulb wet and I slung away for the requisite 2.5 to 3 minutes. And relative humidity inside my classroom, 75%.
Oh, yeah.
So if you put that into there's a calculator online, like NOAA has like a not your NOAA, but National Oceanic and Atmospheric thing. As a calculator where you can calculate the feels like temperature, right? So I measured that. I had my thermometer in the classroom. So inside my classroom, it was like 85, and I added in the 75% humidity. But the feels like temperature in my room was 92 degrees.
Oh, that's so gross. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So bad. It was so bad.
Oh,
it was horrible.
So how are the kids handling this? Like how is this impacting, like, I don't know, education and such?
Yeah, I mean, we're just doing our thing, right? They know they're just going along with it. They're pretty good about it. There's nothing we do about it. So we're just like, well, we're doing class anyway. So
sure.
At least this week we can go outside for recess. So that's handy. Because last week it was like so hot we couldn't even go outside. Because we're in such a heat warning that they're like, no. Sure. It feels like temperature is like 107. No recess for you. Which is fair. Thank you. Because like if we would have gone outside we didn't have any air conditioning to come back to. Right. So like you couldn't like come inside and cool off. Right. So you just risk of like heat exhaustion just skyrockets, you know?
Yeah. Get really tired by the end of the day. I'm sure. Oh gosh, man, that's no fun.
Yeah. You can't cool your body temperature down. So like,
you just can never get
run
cool.
away. Yeah. So, but we've been able to go outside, check out the new playground things, look around, be like, ooh, outside. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of it, right? So yeah, it's been difficult because they are hot, right? You can tell they're just like, I warned them. I was like, listen, if this thing ever does get fixed, bring a sweater because I am prepared to be frozen. We're testing this baby out. We're gonna see
cranking it to
how 11. Low it can go. Right?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you have to. You got to test the limits. You got to break it in. Use it like you own it and all that good stuff. Right.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to petition the school board. I'm going to ask them to put in the budget for next year some lightning rods. I think that might be helpful.
Yeah.
like, hey guys, hear me out. What if?
Look, did you like spending all of that emergency money on your air conditioners?
Yeah. You know that new flagpole you're putting up?
Yeah.
Hear me out. What if on top of the flagpole, you just add a little extra, right? And then just sink that bad boy into the ground.
It can't be that much. Like what? Like $100 or something? Like, I don't know how much.
I don't know. I learned to never trust lightning rod salesmen. Right. And so I anyway, you can't take their word at face value. It's not safe. But I couldn't imagine running some like wire down the backside of a flagpole and sinking a pipe or like a stake into the ground would just cost, thousands of dollars. I don't know what inflation on lightning rods is nowadays, but it probably it's a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
Right? Just like,
well, and now I'm curious about all of the technologies behind a lightning rod. Like, what are the different? Do they have like the good, better, best setup? Like, what do you like? Surely the lightning rod that's on top. Surely the lightning rod that's on like the Statue of Liberty is not the same that you'd want to put on your air conditioners at school. But I don't know.
Would it matter? Don't you just want? You just need you need a metal that's quite conductive, right? So like, I'm sure there's a chart for that. Metal conductivity, because you need something that's pretty conductive if you want to entice the electrons to come over there.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to have something that's highly conductive. But as far as, and then you probably just need like some wire, right? You just need copper wire, right? And like to give it a place to go. And I can't imagine, maybe like, I guess you could, I wonder if there's like an alloy that's like really good. Maybe there's an alloy that's really good. But even on this list here, it just says like copper. Boom. Like electrical resistivity and conductivity, copper scores the highest. Copper, iron, gold, aluminum, nickel, and then some alloys, right? So like, maybe don't stick gold up there, but like,
yeah, doubtful on that one. Sorry.
Yeah, thermal conductivity, silver, ruthenium, osmium, iridium, right? Rhodium, I guess. But like aluminum, that's up here on this list. But silver, copper, gold, like the most. So like, I say, so copper probably be. I know copper prices are high, but like, throw it up there and
Might as well try something.
Gotta be less expensive than air conditioners.
Mhm.
All I'm saying.
I would agree, right? Like I would. So and definitely don't. Obviously, don't trust the salesman, but go talk to somebody maybe in the know, like an engineer or somebody.
Yeah, maybe it's just door-to-door lightning rod salesman that you shouldn't just trust.
I think door-to-door anybody maybe you shouldn't trust. Maybe let's just
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't invite you here. Don't just show up at my house and expect me to buy your thing.
Why are you here?
Encyclopedia guy.
Oh,
sorry.
Now I will say,
Vacuum,
if the encyclopedia guy showed up at my doorstep, I would probably buy one because I want an encyclopedia set so bad.
I was like, you can't buy one. You got to buy all like 30, right?
Yeah, you have to buy the whole set. You can't just. What are you doing? You can't buy like one a year,
right?
Something.
The World Book guy is that World Book, right?
Yeah,
but it's okay.
Book. Job. I'm gonna go see if I can apply. World Book Careers and Employment.
What?
Indeed.
What?
Yes.
Doing what? Surely you can't sell encyclopedias door to door in the age of Wikipedia, right?
No.
That can't be a thing.
No, I don't think it is a thing anymore. No.
I stand corrected.
What?
I stand. Well, I mean, maybe not door to door, but you can order yours. You can pre-order your 2023 set today for the low price of. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready to understand what a 22 volume set of World Book Encyclopedia 2023 edition will run you today?
Hit me.
$1,000.
Oh man!
Right, $1,000.
But they're so cool.
If you would like to buy the 2022 edition, $700. That is some depreciation right there. That is some steep. Dude, look at that. This is like a percentile. 2022, $343.
Wait, you said 2022 or 2021?
Oh, that's the 2022 beginner general encyclopedia. This is only a 13 volume set.
Oh,
340.
This is quite the man. That's not a good. I mean, it's so hard though because it's like we had those little encyclopedias in the basement, right? They weren't the World Book encyclopedias, but like those things were so cool. I love having them. Like I wish we had a set of something like that for the kids.
We had them at school, right? We had to use them for like research projects and stuff. But also, the internet didn't exist.
I know,
right? The internet was not. It didn't exist. I mean, it existed in some form, but not in a consumer form, right? Like you couldn't like use it. It was only like still at CERN or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't
weird
know about it.
Chat forums and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That are probably still there. But like
it is gross. I want to see how much can I what now I want to try and find some used ones.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. We have a set. We have an old set from like I don't remember what year they are. I think they might be from the 70s.
See,
Susan's parents had them.
Those are fun.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me ask the expert. I'm going to shout next door. I'm going to mute my microphone real quick.
Yelling to the next room. Yelling.
She says late 70s, early 80s. Oh, so maybe, late 70s, maybe.
Late 70s.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we have some. So you can look at them here. I don't know. But yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. If eBay can you get used World Books? I wonder if that's a thing you can get. eBay is a thing. So like that surely is a place where you can buy them.
How much does a set of Britannica cost? Do they still print
that's a
those?
good question. The competing encyclopedia.
Man, was that the one that we had was on the CD-ROM?
Oh yeah, Encyclopedia Britannica, like 97.
Yes.
Boom. Oh, these are like the ones we have here. Oh man. Hey. Yo, this is perfect. If you would like to buy the World Book Encyclopedia 1988 edition, Colin,
yes,
you can buy. These are on eBay right now.
Yes.
$15.
How much is shipping?
Free.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
That's a lot of shipping for.
Yeah,
that's a lot of books. This is the complete thing too. That picture says it's a complete thing, and they have 5. They have some good reviews on a couple things, right? They don't look like they sell a lot of stuff, but they do have World Books. World Book Encyclopedia. Ours are 1972, by the way. I got confirmation from the expert. She went and looked real quick.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, very sadly, Encyclopedia Britannica has been since 2016 exclusively online.
Now that is a probably appropriate business model.
Yes.
Well, you could look at you could get the old ones too, right? You could probably find on eBay. Again, eBay is here.
Yeah, I'd love to find a 2015. It says here the 2010 version of the 15th edition spans 32 volumes and 32,640 pages. Is the last printed edition. So, yeah, I remember Britannica didn't do yearly ones. They did like every 5 or 10 years or something like that.
That makes more sense than publishing every single year.
Well, now I want to find a 2010, but 2000. Okay, how much does this cost? Okay,
so don't look for you don't want the last year,
right?
You do. It's going to be more. No, because it'll be more collectible. So you need the one before that. It'll be basically the same, but probably cheaper. I don't know if there's like a huge collector market for it.
It's $2,000.
You see, last edition, last ever Encyclopedia Britannica. They're gonna put a big price on that. You could buy a whole brand new set of 2023 World Books twice for that amount of money. Look at that.
Oh, apparently, if you are a the Beatty is something about the Britannica, whatever. The 9th and 11th editions are the most sought after.
You see, the book collecting is a weird thing, right? Where it's like very minute, specific things make them worth a lot of money for reasons that are unclear to me.
This is insane. Yeah, Abe Books is where you usually go to find like cheap stuff. Yeah, you can these start at $4,000. What?
Yeah. See, you need gotta go a little bit older, right?
Okay. Well,
you don't want the desirable one.
Well, but it's the
Exactly. See, that's what everyone else said. All the other 7 encyclopedia collectors said we need these.
Dang it.
Because it's the last one.
Okay, so let's go. When was the 14th edition of Encyclopedia Britannica? I'm going to find something here anyway.
Yeah.
Here's a book. It's 24 volumes. When did the 14th edition, when was it printed?
I found the 15th edition in 1980 in 30 volumes for $225.
See, this is, this is very odd. Now I'm confused. I've got to go down a rabbit hole about this later, because now it's like, why is the 14th edition from 1929 selling for $450? But that sounds from 1929. Oh, look at these books.
I mean, those are cool, but like
not exactly relevant.
Not exactly relevant. They're really hilarious to read.
Yeah.
I have some random old textbooks that I've picked up from like antique stores and stuff. I have a bit of an old textbook collection happening. When I say collection, I mean like 4, but like
sure, it's fine. Hey, it's more than one.
So it's a collection. And when you read them, they are astounding.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of them you go, what? Why is that there? I like the geography ones because the maps are hilarious because you're like, this is very different
Hmm.
from what I should be there.
Well, and especially how many borders have changed and stuff. So,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, it's
yeah. But the textbooks themselves are they're humorous,
Mhm.
like a weird way. Like, wow, people actually put that in there. Okay.
Like that was a choice. Was a
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. Gets a little dicey sometimes when you're reading about like the Native Americans. You're like, oh, oh, oh my. Right.
Oh, wow. So I'm just so I did dive a quick side travels down the Britannica stuff. The first edition of the Britannica was published in it covered 17 it was what was it? How do I read this? It was produced between 1768 and 1771. That
Okay, you
was the
probably don't want
first.
that one either
Okay,
because
no.
that one's also probably quite
But
expensive.
the 14th edition. So remember how I was like, why is the 14th edition back in 1929 and like the
Yeah.
15th was 2010? Okay. The 14th edition was produced over a period of 45 years.
So they probably just made minor changes
No.
like here and there.
The editorial changes over the years were so vast that the content of an early 14th and a late 14th hardly resemble each other at all.
So why did they still call it the 14th edition, I wonder?
I don't know.
Right? Because like if that's the case, and a lot of like if like basically every single word of the book is now different, except for articles, right? Then how do you justify calling that the same edition?
So
For
the only
40
thing I can think
years?
of is because they said editorially. So they may have been using the same facts and figures, but they had a different context around them. Maybe this
Well,
is me.
like I don't know how encyclopedias are published, clearly, because I am not an encyclopedia expert by any means. But like normally when books are published, right, you have it like the printing, right? So like first editions are printed at this time, right? And then like if you make revisions or changes or whatever and something, sometimes it's like a cover or it's whatever, then it's like the second edition. It has to do with like when they're printed partially. And so like you're not even printing the same book that long. It's 40 years, so you're obviously printing them more than once. It's like a different print edition. So that doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense if you're actually changing the words and the verbiage in the book. That doesn't make sense either. So I don't know. That's real confusing.
Yeah, I don't know why they were just like, no, we will do this the same edition for 14 years. It doesn't make any sense. I'm with you on this, but I'm also it's just very like, what in the world is going on? So weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know.
Somebody get them on the phone. Hello.
Yeah. Email them apparently. Send them a telegram.
That's how they. That's how probably how they communicate over there at the Britannica.
Next time you talk to their salesman.
Oh yeah,
door-to-door salesman.
Door-to-door salesman via telegram.
Encyclopedias are so weird too because they have like you can have encyclopedias on like very niche things. Then
yes,
right? Because you have like these are like the general encyclopedias, right? But then you can also have like encyclopedias about like other stuff, like zoo books. Remember zoo books? Basically, like encyclopedia of the animal facts only.
Yeah. Well, they're great.
I don't remember what they're called. But I have some. Hold on, I'm gonna go look for them real quick. Dead air, fill the time. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yes. So, yes, listeners, it is that time of night where things happen. I'm going to get some water. There's some Foley work for you. So that's about that
And
extent. There you go.
Sorry.
And that's
just in the
moral of that story is.
yeah. So I have these. I'm gonna look for the print year here real quick. But these are we got these from when Susan's mom and dad moved out of their house. I found these in the attic, and I was like, they were like, we're just gonna throw those away. I was like, you are not. You absolutely are not going to throw those away.
No.
So these are not just the most handy thing ever. These were printed in 1965. This is the Practical Handyman's Encyclopedia in like 20 volumes.
Wow.
It is incredible.
It's amazing. yes.
It is absolutely incredible. It has would you like to know how to make a Swedish lounge chair? Because if you do,
yes,
boy, I have plans, I have measurements, I have design photos, I have how-to steps, right? I got everything right here. How about an adjustable lounge for your sunbathing needs? Boom. Got it right here in this book, right? Right? It's incredible. It's amazing.
I love it.
It's like all this stuff. I'm gonna send you a picture real quick of this,
okay,
just so you can understand the glory that we're dealing with here.
Well, I have just stumbled across an article whose title says, "I just bought the only physical encyclopedia still in print. I regret nothing." And
there you go.
This is This is a future me. I think this is this person writing for a so he's writing for Ars Technica. This is written by Benj Jones. Nice. Edwards, and he's doing like an unboxing review and like write up of the encyclopedia. This is beautiful. This is amazing. I love it. Just send the photo.
I'm getting ready to. I had to like hold it way out, so I'm cropping out some of the stuff here so that it does like had like the TV in the background and all this nonsense. But here you go. This is what we're dealing with on the inside. Boom. There you go. In all of its 1965 glory as well. Right. Fetching red cover, right? Like
oh yes.
Decorative masonry touches.
Yes.
General maintenance. This is just volume 11.
Wait, also. And what was the encyclopedia? What was this out of again? This is
the Practical Handyman's Encyclopedia. Look at it. Yeah. Look at the same thing. We're sending that one too. Like the cover on this thing. They were like, "We're just gonna throw them away," and I was like, "No, no." So they're just sort of sitting in here in my closet, but like, I cannot get rid of these.
No,
it's impossible. They're just too cool. Just like,
that is gorgeous,
right?
Look at that.
You see,
you can't get rid of that.
No, they're just sitting up in the attic. Fantastic. Some of this information is even still good. Like this, there's a part here about spray guns, right? All about paint sprayers.
Oh.
And you think like 1965, whatever. And then you open this up and you look at this thing, right? And what I am confronted with here is almost exactly the DeVille Bliss spray gun that I used when I worked in the window factory to paint the window frames. Right? It's just like, it's almost exactly the same. It's like the same shape. There's these parts that I used to have to take out and clean sometimes. Like, this is basically it. So like,
oh, geez.
There are, and like how an air compressor works. Boom. Right here. Right here. Just on the space. So like,
and you have the whole set?
Yeah. I have all of them.
That's amazing.
So like, does your air compressor look different? Yeah, probably. But well, this is a Sidewinder paddle boat. Right. This page has a Sidewinder where it's like it's like a big like a boat, and it has a paddle wheel on the side with a hand crank that you can like sit on and like double crank the
That's amazing.
It's got all the plans, all the measurements, all everything. It's crazy. The stuff in here is just like, what?
That's well, but like, but also, how many of those things are what not a whole lot of us know how to do these days. So
That's true. And also, looking at this patio dining set, this is pretty sick, right? Like the
sure.
1960s style, right? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's just neat. It's just really cool to like look at it, right? Like, I don't know. I just find it extraordinarily fascinating.
Mm.
And yeah, they were like, "We're gonna throw these away." I was like, no, I'm sorry, but no, that is not allowed.
No,
I have no
that
idea
looks
where.
like it looks like
person
that's the
bought them.
last year that those were printed too. So those
Oh,
are
really?
yeah. I can't find
Oh.
anything later than 1965.
Oh man, there we go.
See, you got the last. You got the last set.
One.
The last
Got
one.
the last one.
Right. Maybe there are more, but I can't find
I mean,
them.
maybe.
So.
I mean, they might not be. I don't know. But like, how much more updates do you need? What technological updates have there been to a square?
Right. Exactly.
None. Like,
None.
you don't need.
Look,
it's fine.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here hovering over the 2020, but the 2020 World Book Encyclopedia, going, for a mere $400, I could maybe that's worth it instead of 1,100.
I mean, that is many hundreds difference.
It's quite the savings.
Right. That is quite the savings.
Quite the savings. You can kind of that tells you that that's how they hit their price points. They still print 2020s.
I mean, it's a benchmark year, right? Lots of. I mean, you probably want the 2021 information, right?
Because 2020, like, World and Cliff, like,
yeah, right.
A whole lot not
literally
covered in there.
Drove off the edge of a cliff there. So, you want that's a benchmark year. The last time the world made sense, kind of.
Yeah,
right? That would be
man. Well, that now I'm kind of like, oh man. Now then you look at the $1,200 price tag and you're like, well, I mean, but then like next year's comes out and then like, what are you gonna do? Like, can't just so.
I mean, I wonder. I want I don't know who has time to do this type of thing, but what would be handy is like a chart, right? So I want to know like how much do you think it actually changes from year to year? Right? What percentage would you from like if we just talk about a book, right? If we just pick a random year, like how much difference do you think there is between like 1995 and 1996? Right?
Well,
there's a couple big years, right? Like if between like 1991 and 1992, big differences, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a benchmark year, 1991, big benchmark year, right? It's kind of the end of the 20th century almost, right? A little bit early. Like a lot of historians call it like the short 20th century because, so like that year is a big one. But like 95, 96, be like, oh man, the Macarena is not in here. Oh man, a big mess. Like, and
but here's the thing: they have to update like some year, like they have to update Supreme Court justices. They have to update like Olympic gold medal winning people if it's that year. Like there's like a country, presidents and things like that all have to be updated.
True.
So
it's true.
Like,
but I mean, I just in general, what do you think the percentage is? Because I mean, you're gonna have to add like death dates to some people, right? That'll be, you add a number, on one end instead of, 1937 to present. It says like 1937 to now. So like, but like, what do you? I just wonder how much they actually changed. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if you had, like, I don't know, just like the M book from like 2 consecutive years, and you could just like look through and see how much was different, right?
Yeah.
This is not an exercise you want to do on the whole encyclopedia set. So you need it's a small one, like P, right? It's like a little one, like just big. Like, get one of those ones and see like how much. Which is it really? It'd be interesting because I don't know. I mean, you're right. There are some updates, but like a lot of them are just kind of like inconsequential, right? Nothing like the Cold War is over. Like, what's it?
Well, kind of.
David Hasselhoff brings down the Berlin Wall. Uh, you know, see, look at us being historians. Look at this. Here,
now, and now I have clicked on database download for wikipedia.com. So we'll just put off the sign. Anyway, that's oh, help me. Sorry. So sorry. You can get Wikipedia as an ebook? What?
Why?
I don't
How? More importantly,
I don't know. But yeah, you can access this is a whole new wow. To
also,
get Wikipedia offline. Yeah, these databases can be used for personal, informal backups. All context is licensed. I have a server in my basement.
That's true.
I need to back up Wikipedia. That's right.
All of it.
All of it.
Actually, all we need. Actually, okay. Hold on. Side note. What we actually need to do is create the Oh Brother Wikipedia page, right? And then you can back just that page up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
How do we get started on that? How do you make a Wikipedia page for yourself? How do we do that?
Oh, so here's the thing.
We're firmly ensconced on the internet at this point.
Yeah, you as the person.
Side note, we accidentally missed the benchmark episode 200 a couple weeks ago. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Yay!
Yay! Okay, happy.
Anyway, you can
fine. Yeah. So what little I know of Wikipedia, you as the primary cannot start a page for yourself. Somebody else.
But what if I start it for ourselves?
I don't know.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's for the entity that. And how would they know? What if I alternate Google account? Brian Johnson, right? What if I?
He's a slick one here. A slick one. I got it.
Right? How's that work out?
Well, we may try that. We may try.
Okay,
we'll submit an article. We'll submit something.
All right. Check that.
Let's do that. Yeah. I've got so many things on my to-do list. I got to make a wiki. I got to buy an encyclopedia set. I got to
download Wikipedia.
Wow. Yeah. Well, so
how much server space do you reckon you need for that monstrosity?
So somebody said you can download it all for like 30 gigs at the end. But now that I'm digging into this, it's saying
that sounds like not enough.
Yeah. I'm on Wikipedia's thing, and it's saying, what did it say? It's saying pages, articles, current revisions only. This is probably what you want, and it's over 19 gigs compressed, but it expands. It expands to 90 gigs when decompressed.
Okay, that sentence makes a lot more sense to me.
Indeed,
right?
Yes.
Still the Wikipedia zip file. Just got
yeah. Now I don't like how do I
man. You can in a bit of internetception, that means you would be downloading the compressed file off the internet that contains information about zip disks. Remember zip disks, right? Remember zip disk?
You remember zip disk?
Man, remember that? Like
or zip
2
disk.
years where that was a thing.
Oh, I was so jealous of people who had a zip disk. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool and fast, and it's not this floppy thing. And now it's like, well, anyway.
Yeah. And then like the next year, they're like, let me introduce you to the USB drive. Like,
you're like, okay, that's better.
That's better in every conceivable way. The zip disk.
Exactly. Oh no. Do I need to download multiple? Do I need to download the French Wikipedia as well?
Oh.
Or the
Well, I mean, how how much French do you need to practice? Right.
Probably. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
I feel like you don't need all of it. I feel like
No.
you should probably pick some articles and just
Mm.
download those. Like you probably don't need all of French Wikipedia just because, just to practice, you don't need like every single article ever, right? Just the one about John Tesh. Okay. The one that one's important, as we know.
Absolutely.
One about I don't know, Paris, maybe croissants, definitely. Other
Hmm. Well, anyway, this will be a project. I've started downloading something. We're gonna do.
Oh my gosh!
We're gonna see what happens here. See what happens. Internet, come to me.
I was gonna say when this episode just like ends abruptly, it's because Colin broke the internet with downloading all of Wikipedia. Right? That's what just happened. Like
that's what I do, Colin. Downloading Wikipedia. Anyway, we'll just set that mark there. That's a marker. That's what I do with my days. It's all good. It's all good. So I did go to the doctor. I tell you that I told you that the outcome of that and everything was fine, right?
Yeah.
So because I'm an awkward human being,
we know
my appointment was set for 3:30. And I was going to be late. I was running late because I was in Springfield and I was not going to make it back in time. So I called them and they're like, okay, yeah, 10 minutes is fine. I'll see you then. And I was really rushing to be there because they close at 4, right? So I knew that I was not making their day nice by doing this. So I show up, I get all my paperwork filled out, and I'm sitting in the waiting room, and there's one other people in there. They go in, right? I'm the only person in this room. And the lady opens the door, and she says, Colin, to which I respond, ooh, pick me.
Oh.
And she goes, sir, you're the only one in the room. And I said, aw, that's how I always get picked. She said, stand on the scale.
Right. Here's it. Listeners, especially American listeners, right? If you don't know already, here's some very important advice for you. Nurses only have humor at the beginning of the day. Right? Because more often than not, there is some sort of horrible event that happens in the middle of their day. So if you would like to make jokes, make sure it's at your like 8:30 doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Not the last person before they close for the day.
No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Nurses definitely got jokes at the beginning of the day. It's a fact, right? Some of them are hilarious. Not at 4:00. It's not happening, right? And so
no, they are not pleased to be there, and they're not pleased to see you.
Yeah, something catastrophic has happened to them today. All right, just remember that.
Yep.
Like whatever bad you had a bad day. No. Theirs was worse. Okay, somebody
Always
like vomited blood on them. All right, that's not good.
Yep. So I weighed myself and I went and I sat back down and I waited for the doctor. And so by now I had been going all day. I had been doing visits and training, and I was caught in traffic. I had a 2-hour drive back home, racing to get there before it all ended. And I'm like, I have a stress headache going on, and I'm sitting down, and she's like, I gotta take your vitals. And I'm like, oh boy, like, good luck. How high does your machine go up?
Let me warn you right now.
Yeah. And she puts the cuff on, and I always know when it's going to be bad when the Velcro doesn't stop popping. Just going like up and up and up and up and up. And I heard her step back in, and she goes, ooh, a little high there, huh? And I went, it's kind of been a long day. I'm sorry, I'll try and breathe a little bit. And it beeped, and she was like, yeah, I'd say. Well, why don't you close your eyes and relax there? Doctor will be right in. And
they can take it again later. Sometimes if you sit there for like 10 minutes, they'll do it again, and it's more normal.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think she was interested in doing that.
Well, I mean, not then, but like if you go at 8:30 in the morning, that's what they'll do for you guys. That's what
probably. So we did, got there, and doctor was like, "Hey, what happened?" I'm kind of explaining. He's like, okay, cool. Well, pop up, and he says, "Okay, go ahead and lay down. Let me see." And he's like, he said, "Anything else bothering you?" And I went, "No, but I guess you'd tell me that if it was a thing." And and he goes, "Yeah, well, we'll see." And he lays down. And I've got that, that hernia in my belly button, and he goes, "Well, can't miss that, can we?" And I said, "That's why I came to an expert." And he laughed, and he had a medical student there with him. And the medical student goes, "Okay, well, can you feel around and see how large the opening is?" And the medical student kind of looked at me, and I was like, "I won't scream loud. It's okay." And then, because what I was supposed to say was like, "I'm not in pain," whatever, right? I was just supposed to say yes, but I was like, "I won't scream loud. It's okay." But he's pushing on me, and the doctor's like, "Can you feel anything?" And the guy was like, "No." And the doctor looks at me and goes, "Does it hurt?" And I said, "No, he can push harder if he needs to." And the student couldn't do it, so the doctor just like takes his hand and like jams it in. Because he's done this 10,000 times.
Yeah, like punched you in the backbone from the front, like here.
Exactly. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's fine. I'm fine."
Looking like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom right here in the front. It's like,
pretty much. So I do that, and I sit down, and he's like, "See, it can go back in, blah, blah." We sit up, and he's like, "You're fine. Don't worry. Like, you're going to be good." I was like, "Oh, okay. That's good. Thank you so much for today." And as I was, he said, "Okay, you get concerned when you can't push it back in anymore. And this is just fat right now coming out. It's not actually intestine. So you're a long ways off from needing anything." Like, "Okay, great. That's fine." And he said, "Now watch when he sits up." And I said, "It pops out." Because I couldn't stop myself from just like, because I sat up, and as I was sitting up, he was wanting the student to see that the hernia come back out just a little bit, and I just said the words, "It pops out." I finished a sentence like I was reading a children's story, and the student kind of looked at me, and the doctor was like, have a good day."
Oh gosh.
Because I can't handle situations like this. This is not how. Can't
clearly not. You just look.
So sorry, people. So sorry. So anyway, all that's fun and good times. Sure.
I don't necessarily believe you, but that's
so yeah. That was probably the highlight of the week, getting that taken care of.
What an exciting highlight.
Yes. I know. It is
marvelous.
It's very, very marvelous. Kids are getting shaped up. Oh. The daughter, did I send you this photo? The daughter has decided that she would like to do volleyball.
No, not officially decided. I know that we have talked before that she is a volleyball enthusiast.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which, yes.
She is indeed a volleyball enthusiast, and has asked. We had an option to do volleyball, and
really,
yes, with the parks department. So the parks department has, starting in third grade, you can go sign up to do volleyball, and they even do like games and stuff. Like,
wow! I
don't know how this is gonna go. Right? It's gonna be fun. We're gonna figure it out. Right? It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be fine. So, originally we were like, "Hey, here's volleyball. You've been talking about this for a long time. Do you want to do it?" And just think about it. And we gave her like a due date of like, "You have to let us know by this, because then we have to sign up."
Yeah.
And she said, "No, I don't want to do it." And we're like, "Okay, are you sure?" Like, we showed pictures, we talked about it, and blah blah. And she's like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it."
You get to volley a ball.
And then 2 days later, I want to sign up for volleyball. And I was like,
ruminate a little bit, right? Like,
so I had to call and I was like, hi, I know I'm supposed to, is there space available? And sure enough, there is space available. So we went to our first practice. We had to go and get knee pads and put our ponies and tails, and
that is true. That is an important part of volleyball.
And she is a very stoic person. She's out doing these things. You would not like, she's just a goofball and everything else for life. But when she's doing these kind of things, she's so straight-faced, serious, in the zone. He's like, you can't make her blink or anything from the sidelines. Like, you can do whatever you want. She's going to ignore you. She's just like, I don't like playing volleyball. I'm doing this thing. It's great. And they did a couple of warm-up exercises, and then they went just like straight into serving, like get it over the net. And did they lower the net, people? No.
Nice.
Net not lowered. And she gets it over the net like a lot. And was even doing the point where it was, okay, you had to get it over the net for 3 times in a row. And after that, you had to take a big step back. And
okay, yeah.
Right. So you could get it got progressively harder and harder and harder. And she ended up taking like 3 or 4 steps back. She's one of the farthest ones back there. Now, of course, accuracy and power are kind of opposed at times until you learn to control it. So like this was just purely focused on power. Like, what does it feel like to get this thing over the net? And then we're going to hone it in later. But like, yeah, she said that was one of her favorite parts. And then I did a couple other like weird exercises where, of course, me being the bleacher coach, I was like, what does this even have to do with volleyball? Like, come on, couldn't they do other stuff? Like, come on. Like, really? They're doing like a handshake thing. What is that? What I don't
wrist strengthening. Volleyball's about the wrist, right? You gotta get the wrist, because otherwise the ball does just go like to Timbuktu, right? It's like, yes, and it's gone forever. And it's where'd it go? Who knows? It's a mystery.
They also had this exercise that they tried to introduce that none of the kids really got. But imagine a version of volleyball that instead of having to worry about set, spike, hit, serve, you just stood in a little spot and you like underhand or overhand threw the ball over to the next side. And then wherever you threw it, the person, when they caught it, they had to stop and they couldn't move their feet. And then they had to throw it back over. And the goal was to try and get
volleyball.
Right. So yeah, it was, and I was like, oh, I get what that is. Like, that's getting them to hustle to the ball. Like, that's getting them moving on the court, positioning, like without having to worry about the setting and the spiking and the hitting and the, all that stuff. It's just like run to the ball and call out the ball like that. So they'll work on that. But I was like, oh, that's a pretty fun exercise to do.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good. That's cool.
It's every Monday and Wednesday night, 5:30 to 6:30.
I can't. That game is gonna be a little rough, right? It's also like 6th grade basketball time, and that's rough already, right? Like 5th grade basketball. Ouch. Right. This year they did it all different. Our school like changed it up last year. Like the 6th grade plays with like the 7th graders and stuff, because they now have like 4th and 5th grade basketball. 4th basketball is no good. It's just like, if you like basketball, if you are a basketball person, don't watch that, because you will just cry.
Oh no.
It's like it's like not really discernible as basketball. Like, it's
sure.
Again, I understand that these kids are like 9, right? Like, I don't even
sure.
They're teeny people, but like, that's a little young to be playing basketball. Like, I don't know why a 4th grader needs to be playing like competitive school basketball. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we're there really. Like, this is not a like I don't know. This is one of the I think it's partly schools like we got to start them younger so we can be more competitive. Like that.
Sure.
That's not how this works, right? There are some people like, I don't know, me, where I could practice basketball every single day of my life. Am I going to get better at basketball? No. No, I'm not. That's it. There's a ceiling. It's low. And and you have to kind of think about this. You have to accept it. This is true. Right? People like me exist who, no matter how much they play basketball, they don't get any better.
Yeah. Gonna be okay. Yeah, right.
But it'll be all right. It'll be entertaining, at least. Be exciting. Right?
Yes.
Watch them smash the ball. Like, blah.
Oh, well, that's what. Okay, so she did the first one to get it over, and it like didn't quite. The first couple were hard for her to gauge, like how hard to hit.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, so I looked over to Megan and I said, she has her mother's secret weapon, rage of never quitting, right? And then all of a sudden, like this, she literally swung her arm back.
Megan
and was just
hit
like,
you.
Wham! Did it just like shot over, and I was like, there we go.
Yeah, see.
But I did.
Her eyes like glow red, and the ball like sticks into the wall.
Pretty, it was out of some manga cartoon that I was, looking at. But I did have to have that conversation with her before, because she was like really before she went onto the court to meet everybody. It's like really reserved, really. I could tell she was nervous because she was just making her body small and like pulling in her shoulders and holding her hands.
Yeah.
Did ask
making awkward jokes to the nurses. Oh wait, no.
It's like, look, hey now. But I was like, hey, like, what do you, are you excited? Tell me what you're feeling right now. And she's like, I don't know. I said, do you want to go out there and play volleyball? And she's like, yes. And I said, are you worried about anything? And she was like, kinda. And I said, are you worried about meeting new people or learning new things? And she said, well, I guess kind of the things I'm going to learn. And I said, are you, because I know how she is. I know how she is. She's like a lot of people. If I'm not immediately good at it, it's ridiculous and I don't like it. I'm going to leave it. Right. And I said, are you worried about things being hard tonight? And she's like, yeah, I'm worried about being hard. I said, well, guess what? Things are going to be hard. Like, that's why we're here. Like, you're here to learn, but if you enjoy it enough, you'll keep doing it and you'll try hard to get a little bit better at it each time. But we do hard things sometimes to make ourselves better, or sometimes we just like doing them and they're fun. So you get to tell us how you feel at the end of the night. And then we had to talk to her the next day because she was pretty worked up afterwards. So she came back and she said she liked it. She wants to go back on Wednesday. So
nice.
All is well.
There you go. Very nice.
Yes.
Well, that's fun.
Indeed. 20.86 gigabytes of Wikipedia is downloaded. Little.
Is that how much French is that including?
No, I didn't. I got no 0%. French.
Okay.
0 French is being downloaded.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now.
I don't. My question is, like, what do I do once it's downloaded? Like, I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do with this. Like, how do I? Anyway, I've just got this pulled over in a little tab, and I keep checking over on it, and I was like,
some people would think about that before they started downloading.
No. That's what quitters do.
That's what they think about. Wait, what am I going to actually do with this?
Well,
but then again, I have 20 volumes of the Practical Handyman's Encyclopedia sitting in my closet. So what do I know?
Exactly. Yeah. See, you said save those from that. We are the same. We are
conservator. We're conservator, right? That's what's happening here.
Oh, yes. That's a great title. Conservator, digital hoarder. Like, that's, I don't know. Like, stop it. So anyway, not about me. Well, yeah.
Well, other than warding off heat stroke, really haven't done, not really up to a lot. We did go on this, Sunday. I had to think real quick about that. It was all weekend, but we went Sunday. They had a repurpose stroke craft fair thing downtown. It was pretty cool. We went to that.
Neat.
One of the days. Got some looked around, see what was going on down there, downtown at the pavilion thing. So we went to check it out, right? I wanted to go just kind of see because I've never been. And so we just wanted to go see what it was like. Importantly, for later in the story, also food trucks available at the craft / repurpose fair. So
Even better.
it's the main reason we went. But it was kind of cool. They had a whole bunch of stuff. We kind of walked around. There's a lot of jewelry based things, right? And like kitschy t-shirty things, right? So there was not a lot of stuff for me to look at. Right? We'll say that. It was like
fair.
The level of masculinity in the items was quite low, right? There was some they had kind of like little small collections of like antique store type stuff. There's some cool stuff around. There was like a lot of like really cool handcraft stuff. There was like the honey stuff and like we did buy some like soap thing, some like a soap. They made soap. I don't know. It was cool. It smelled good. Lots of there was some like woodcraft things, right? I don't really know who is buying these like $100 handmade cutting boards. Oof, that seems like a big piece of wood you're going to stab with a knife seems a bit high. Like I know there's a lot of labor as a person who took a wood shop and made several cutting boards, but like I don't know who you're kidding with that price tag, man. What is this, like Brazilian rosewood? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, grill him.
But they had like they had the water park thing turned on, and they had like a bunch of kids at playground and stuff. So it was pretty cool. It was nice. It was fun. We saw some of the students there already, and so like obviously their reaction to seeing me after 1 week of school on a Sunday is right. Like, no. What are you doing here? Like,
right.
I came for the food. Like, what are you doing? But it's pretty cool. Lots of cool stuff. And we did, it's food review time. Everyone's favorite time. Cool. So apparently the food trucks that show up to craft fair and the food trucks that show up to normal food truck Friday, not the same.
Oh, what?
Yeah. What is this? A couple of them were the some of the taco trucks were the same. I think the hot dog truck was there. But importantly, very importantly, there was a crepe truck at the. Oh man! Oh my goodness! This was the guys. This seems right? I feel like crepes and craft fair. That probably is a good match. I would imagine. Right? I feel like I feel like the customer crossover is quite high. I was standing in line next to a woman wearing an extremely large felt hat with bedazzled jewels on it. And when I turned to ask her if she wanted to go in front of me in line, because we hadn't decided yet. So I was like, you can go if you know what you want, right? As you do. Because we were standing like back, not like up by the window. And she goes, that's okay. I haven't decided either. I did a real hard double take because she was standing there holding her phone, right? But on her phone was definitely perched a parakeet. And I was like, what? She had like a little leash on it, like a little harness thing. And it was like in her hand and it was like perched on her phone.
What?
This was a sensory overload. I had no idea. I was not expecting this. I was just like, because I literally turned back to her and it was like, I looked at her and then I snapped double tagged. I was like, "That's a bird. What are you doing with a bird?"
That's hilarious. Wow. That's hmm. Sure. That's a thing.
Was taken aback by the presence of a bird. I was not expecting that. There was lots of dogs at the craft. This makes sense, right? Dogs everywhere. Susan loved it because craft fair people are very kind and nice, right, and welcoming. And so if you ask them, like, "May I please pet your dog?" they all say yes. And so Susan was like, "This is the greatest day ever."
Everyone lets me pet their dog.
Right? It was great. It was fantastic.
Fair enough.
Dogs everywhere.
Yeah.
I think we bought the soap from the people because they had a Cavalier, right? I think that's why.
Oh,
they had two, actually. I had two Cavalier Spaniel puppies. So I think that's why we ended up buying soap.
hard for the owners to replicate that sale when they're like, "Man, why did you buy this to the soap?" Because you have two dogs.
The dogs, right? It's
well,
but we,
huh?
But anyway, as one does when confronted with the option of would you like a sweet crepe or a savory crepe? The answer, of course, is yes. And you just get one of each, right? As obviously what you do. Right?
Why not?
And so we did make sure we did pro move, right? We pulled the pro move. We made sure not to get the same ones.
Right? That's what we did.
Got to make sure you do that so you can sample the Reno, right? But they were real good. I was just like, where is this truck often, and how can I find it? Where is it at? Oh. I had the Monte Cristo crepe, right?
Okay.
Yes. Amazing, right? And Susan had it was like a poulet Swiss. It was like a chicken spinach saucy. It was real good.
Sounds really nice.
It was real nice. And the best part about Sunday morning is we got in the car, we drove over there, I opened the door and was like, oh, it was 74 degrees outside. I was like,
right.
I'm just going to stand right here and not move.
Yeah.
Just enjoy this.
Yeah.
After 92 degrees in my classroom, this is what I need in my life. I'm just going to stand here in this pavilion and just absorb this weather because
I'm not going anywhere. Right?
Anywhere. Yes, I'm just going to sit right here. I don't even care. I'll look at these bracelets all day. I'm not.
It's amazing outside.
Yeah, it got warmer later, but it wasn't hot. So
sure,
that's what we did. We went to a craft fair, bought soap apparently, and crepes. That's the most important part of the story. Crepes were had.
Perfect.
And so we talked to one of the other guys. He has a brunch truck.
Oh,
right. And so I was like, tell me more. And he's like, yeah, well, we only brought they were only doing a limited menu on that day because they just wanted to sell a lot of, obviously, right? This makes sense, right?
Sure.
You our menu says 3 things, so you can just blast out the food, and you can bring more, and you don't have to have regular. But he said they also go to the farmers market that they have in town. I was unaware that food trucks showed up at the farmers market.
Oh,
so apparently now I have to go to a farmer's market on Saturday morning.
Sorry.
Well, I'm not going this Saturday, but they're only for another month. So at least in the next month, I'm going to go to a farm. They might have good tomatoes or something else. Who knows? But
sure.
To check out what sort of food trucks show up at a farmer's market. This is intriguing. I must know. I have to know
think so.
What goes here because that's just information that I need in my life. What if it's this? I need to know what the brunch guy has in his food truck. What do you normally have? What's the rest of your menu?
I have so many questions. Why are you walking away from me?
I have a lot of questions. I probably need a brunch panini. That sounds like something I definitely need in my life. So, I mean, we'll just, see how it goes.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And this Friday is the last summer food truck Friday thing, right? Because they always do it the first of the month. And so this Friday is the one for September. And I think September is the last month they do it until the spring. So I think we're going to go to that just because we went to all the other ones. So got to go to the last one. Right?
Might as well.
It's like buying the last world book. You got to have it, right? You got to have that. So we're going to do that. That's the big plans.
Nice.
Food trucks. My week is revolved around food trucks, apparently. Right? I'm not sad about this, but like,
no. Why would you be sad about that?
This is like a, I don't know. These are great inventions, right? If listeners haven't by now picked up the fact that I love food in trucks, and just really great inventions for like diversifying your eating out prospects, right? Because then you can just be like, and it's not all the time, right? It's every once in a while, you're just like, oh, let's go over here, especially here, right? They don't have it like every day. They have a couple every day, but like, you just like, it's like an adventure, right? Ooh, what are we gonna eat? Who knows? Which egg roll truck is going to be there? I have no idea. Which taco truck are we going to eat today? I don't know.
Taking us back to our scavenger days.
Yeah, right. It's like it's a little more adventurous than that, right? It's exciting. You're like, oh,
well, sure.
The best part is, of course, the mixing and matching, right? Like, oh, I'm going to get. What if I get this from over there, and then like this thing from over there? It's like mix and match, like sides and mains, however you want. There's no rules.
Yeah,
right? It's like
yeah. There's not.
Do I want a hoagie and macaroni and cheese? Maybe. And I can get them from two different trucks. Blam.
Yeah. Going to I think I told you, we used to have a food truck time, and then they all disappeared. And it was very sad.
That is upsetting.
And so going to the fair is actually a little bit like that.
Oh, yeah. It's a similar experience, I imagine.
Because you can go, okay, well, let me get my lemonade from over here and my, whatever, my fried thing from over here, and kind of put together the kind of meal that you want to clog your arteries.
Yeah, it's a fun like mix and match thing, right? Because you can kind of do whatever, and then like we have some that are like sometimes, not all the time, because I don't know which ones are gonna do, but they have like an ice cream truck or like the churro truck or like the funnel cake and other thing truck, right?
Sure.
So you can like, you can go like, oh, I'm gonna get this like sandwich, but then I want like funnel cake or what, so it's like it's kind of like a fair environment. You just kind of like walk around and there's tables everywhere and just hanging out and just like picking random stuff on there. So yeah, it's a fun, I don't know, I just like it. It's enjoyable, right? And we always go with like some of our friends too, so we're just like hanging out and eating whatever. So that's what we're doing Friday. That's it. That's the week.
I like it.
Bookended by food trucks.
Again, not bad.
Definitely not bad. Definitely done worse things than that. So, and again, I'll let you know tomorrow if there ever was a crane, if the crane was alive.
I'm
who knows?
Very excited about this.
If it's still in a parking lot and nobody can park tomorrow, that's likely.
That's exactly what you need.
Just be taking up the whole park.
Yes. Yeah. And having nothing been accomplished the entire time.
Yeah. Probably. That's what I'm betting on, but
oh,
we'll see.
We'll see. And I'll have I should have some updates to about whether I can run Wikipedia locally.
Okay.
On my
That'll
server.
Be exciting.
And see what happens here. It's just kind of staring at me, so I'm gonna close out some things. Hopefully it doesn't consume my my entire house by tomorrow morning.
Well, if you ignore it like that, it might. Yeah. Right.
Oh, speaking. Okay, so do you remember that? We've talked about the book. There's no such thing as a dragon, right? We've talked about this kid's book.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
I consistently am reminded just how brilliant of a story that is, and the number of facets that relates to in life of like, oh yeah, that problem. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't ignore it, or maybe you should listen to other people, right? Like, just like, no.
That's true. That's life lessons here at Children's Book.
Life
Right.
lessons. I'm still learning. Oh,
There you go.
no. On that bombshell.
Yeah. Oh, question real quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you still want to do some sort of Hobbit movie retrospective at some point?
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, not today because I haven't watched the movie. So
okay.
but I think about it till this afternoon. But anyway, is that something you would want to do?
Yes.
Still?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we put that on the script? Should we? Not that we pre-plan anything in this thing.
I mean,
but
not really. Again,
I think
our buzzword is extemporaneous.
Extemporaneous.
With-
what a buzzword,
right?
I think next week we should definitely do a connection to the movies.
Okay.
In some extent.
Right.
So
I'm going to do some reading. I have the. I'll flip through the appendices also that I have laying around in like a little bit of unfinished tales because I know there's like a little bit in there. We'll see if any of the movie stuff came because allegedly some of the movie stuff came from there.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip through there and
I will let you handle that research.
That's right. It's not a whole lot. It's only like a few pages.
And yes. So next week we'll come prepared to talk about Hobbit movies retrospective back onto the book and what we liked, didn't like, and yes, we'll do that.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Game plan set.
Boom. A plan.
That. Okay. Very good. And on that bombshell, I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.